yes, 1, 2, 3. I touch you if you touch me.
Ma che diavolo è? Ho comprato un'orca, ho parecchi soldi.
È facile che al confine ti perquisiscano, potresti travestirti.
Come Bane, quello di Batman, tipo...
Non c'è droga qui, potete risparmiarvi di cercarla.
Ti va di guadagnare 10 verdoni?
Traffico di droga?
Non è traffico di droga, è contrabbando. Io che attraverso il confine da solo, bandierona rossa. Ma le famiglie...
Salve!
Neanche le guardano. Quindi tu dovrai fare mia moglie.
You have really worked together in the past. What have you discovered from each other that you didn't know before?
What have we discovered
From each other?
from each other?
What did you discover about me that you didn't know before?
Before on this time?
Yeah.
You're very serious.
Oh, I have those moments. Yeah.
You're very serious.
Yeah.
No, but it's true. You're very focused, and I mean we needed to be. Not that, you know, there was a lot of work to be done when we started shooting the movie because there was still sort of areas that weren't picture ready to shoot.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Jason has a talent coming from his SNL background of being able to write like that.
Okay.
So he kind of is a big lifesaver throughout the shooting of this film, I have to say.
That's very nice.
And I've never experienced that with him. The first movie we did, we only had like 4 scenes together.
Yeah. Well, we did. Yeah.
And you were just quick, and you were just so sweet and humble and happy to be there.
Boom, boom.
And that
this we had to take a little bit more.
we went a little bit, not I
care.
won't say battle. We didn't go to battle.
No.
But we were.
We were engaged creatively the entire
yes.
time.
That was fun.
And I discovered that Jen has a very good eye for talent.
Okay.
And knows how to give a hell of a compliment. just.
So, Miss Aniston, one of the most memorable scenes in this movie is probably when you perform your teasing show inside the car garage. Was it something that came natural, or wasn't for the most easy scene to shoot?
Oh no, I would not say that comes naturally in front of other people, like camera crews. That doesn't come naturally. But you know, it was. I actually didn't even anticipate while I was rehearsing it with the choreographer that other level of crew, cameras, you know, set. Yeah. It took it to a whole other level. I didn't have as much time as I would have loved to have had, but that's why we are grateful for editors.
Do you think it's just an entertaining movie, or there's just also a lesson you can learn from it?
I'd say both.
Yeah, I think both. I think we sneaked the lesson in there in between some really big laughs. But yeah, we definitely had a point of view of this film that family isn't necessarily always who you're, you know, what you're born into, but a lot of times, you know, the family you choose, and it's what you make of that. So I think that's the underlying theme of it, and you know, the stripping and the pot and the tarantula bites, all that are just, you know, fun times to sort of the sugar that helps the medicine go down.
Tesoro, ciao. Ce l'hai fatta.
Ingoiati il cazzo.
Scusa, ok. Cavolo, sei davvero...
Zitto, non dire niente, ok?
Ok.
Ciao mamma.
Gesù. E quella chi è?
Beh, lei è tua figlia, Casey.
Ehi. Ne voglio 30.000 ora.
Te lo puoi scordare.
Ok, fate buon viaggio.
Cosa? No, ok. Bene. Sanguisuga.
Va bene, moglie felice, vita felice. Ciao ragazzi.
Forza, fate posto a vostra madre.
Ok.
Hello, Will.
Hey, how you doing, Marco?
Good, thank you.
Good.
So, who's Kenny in this movie?
Kenny is a young kid who can only really be described as a dork, living in Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston's apartment. They play David and Rose. And he lives in the ground floor of that apartment where his drunk mum is relatively absent, and he doesn't seem to have any kind of father figure. So that's Kenny, and until he becomes a miller, where he really finds his feet in the context of a family and grows up a lot, which is a nice thing.
Working with such Hollywood stars, how was it? Did you feel the pressure, or was it helpful in the process of shooting the movie?
Yeah, I mean, there are obviously kind of like pros and cons because you're working with people who are just so fantastic that you constantly feel like everything that you do is not good and it doesn't match up. So that's the cons, but the pros really kind of derive from the same thing, that they are so fantastic, that you know, it's just inspiring and informative, and it's a great learning experience, you know, being at work with them and seeing them do their thing. They are so brilliant.
Was there a compliment that you received from anyone in particular that made your day?
No, I mean, not particularly. I mean, I think Kenny was such an annoying character that I'm just pleased that I didn't get kicked off set, or that everybody kind of just dealt with me for as long as they did. But not in particular. Not in particular.
And was there a scene that you enjoyed the most?
I think the scene that I enjoyed the most was the Jason Sudeikis rant in the RV, where he is screaming at me and Emma and Jen, and it's his whole Marky Mark, Funky Bunch sort of diatribe. It's hilarious, and most of it was improvised, and he's just so fantastic. I mean, Jason Sudeikis is, I mean, improvisationalist, if that's a thing. He's the king of them. Yeah.
And how was working so close to Emma Roberts?
Yeah, great. You know, it was really interesting to play someone's brother. I've never had an on-screen sister, so that was really interesting. And Emma doesn't have an older brother, but I don't have a sister so close to my own age who's older. So it was interesting. We were both sort of playing a kind of on-screen dynamic that we couldn't really relate to in real life.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. I touch you if you touch me. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. I touch you if you touch me.